Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just finished posting day 2 I was on hand lettering. I'm walking down the stairs, and video editing takes me a while, so it took me about I started it at like 9 and I ended at like 3, so whatever that is, however many hours by the time I got it edited, got it posted. it takes a while, so, and then get it distributed out on social media. And I was sitting in my house where I edit my videos, and because I work from home, but I was sitting inside and I realized I had no idea like what the weather was like out, so I asked Siri. Hopefully that doesn't set her off or him off. But I asked Siri, I'm like, hey, what's the weather like outside? And he said 57 degrees. Yes, Siri, my Siri is set to an Australian man. So there you go. I like the accent. No judgment. So I was like I needed to record another video, right? Because I want to keep this going for myself in March 2022. So the whole YouTube videos to supplement the art journal challenge, just if people watch them, great. If they don't, then they don't. But it got me thinking, I was sitting in the house all day, and if you hear a lot of noise, there's what is that? That's 8094, I think, or it might be the toll road. You'd think you'd know like the roads where you live, but oh well. So 57 degrees on March 2nd. This video is going to be for March 3rd, so that's why I was confused there. And I'm like, wow, I've barely been out this year because I've been so busy working on my TOEFL certificate, trying to get that. This month has started off busy with planning and everything. Oh, the old girl's in mud and she's not too happy. I think we'll go back on the path. So anyway, I wanted to get outside and I wanted to talk about probably a lot. So one thing I wanted to talk about was, let me turn you around, art journaling, inspiration. How do you get inspired to do art in general, but also, art journaling, because that's definitely art form. So, and that's a good question. And I think one place that I found that I really liked an answer was, and I always come back to this for creativity, is Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way. And I've talked about this. I've talked about it in my creative video, the first one I ever posted on my channel, and I'll link it in the description box for you guys to watch. But in that video, she talks about a lot of creativity techniques, but one is taking an artist walk, taking a 20-minute, I think it's twice a week, artist walk. You could do that every day if you wanted to, but what it is just getting out in nature and filming a video. I don't think she necessarily had that in mind. Actually, I don't think she did, because I think you're supposed to leave your phone at home, but we're gonna alter the rules a little bit because that's what we do. But it's nice to just be outside. Like I said, it's March 2nd. This is for the 3rd, sorry. And it's just nice to be outside. I realized it was 57 degrees. I'm like, that's warm for me. I'm already sweating just walking along this trail. And I was like, I had to film another video, and I just was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go get outside, take a walk, and take my inspiration from there, and that'll be my video, and I can talk about art journaling while I walk. I think I'm gonna go to a different spot though, so I will check in with you in a bit. I'm gonna climb up the stairs. I like this place. It's right next to my house, or I'm sorry, my subdivision where I live, but it's such a pretty place. And I filmed here once before, and I always forget in my mind, I always think about the lake, like how pretty that is. But then I remember once I get here, all the noise from the expressway, and that kind of kills the creativity buzz for me. So I am actually going to drive over. Yes, I drove over to this little lake, even though I live right next to it. Mostly because I had my camera stuff, so I wanted to have my car with me in case I wanted to put the phone down and just enjoy nature without being attached to a phone, or a filming device, because that would be really nice too and help me in my creative journey. So I'm gonna head over to the Westchester Bird Sanctuary, just a little ways from my house, and then it'll be quiet there and we can talk there, so stay tuned. Okay, that is like 10 times better. You can hear the birds and me. Lucky you. But you can't hear all the highway traffic. So it's so pretty here. And it's funny, there are a couple cars parked here, but I don't see anybody. And I like to film kind of in off the beaten path places because I don't really feel comfortable going places and like making a scene or making a lot of noise. And also, it's just, I don't like it when people look at me and think like, what the heck is she doing? Because it is kind of weird. Like for me, like I'm 40, so I was raised that, it's better to be seen and not heard, and that's kind of how I feel too. But I mean, oh, sorry, I don't know what that was. But we're just gonna sit here in this gazebo. Am I like way blown out? Maybe we'll sit in the shade and we'll talk. So it's funny, this is a little terrifying to be in a chair that you've never sat in before. This is the first time. Can you see the geese? I hope you can see that. This is the first time I've actually ever been here, and actually like sat down just to enjoy myself. And that's something that I've really been struggling with ever since I left my job in August 2021. Didn't consider myself to be at the time, but now definitely do consider myself part of the whole Great Resignation, a term that's maybe hated by some but embraced by others. And it's just the idea of wanting to have decent working conditions. I like working for myself, and I didn't have that kind of flexibility that I have now with my day. But also, when I worked full-time for a company, like, it's different because you're on that like 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 schedule, and you are forced to take a break. Like, your work day ends, and when you work for yourself, you could wind up working all day. And then like you don't get to take any time for you or enjoyment. And I've been doing a lot, and I've been feeling the stress of it. Like earlier I was saying, like I was sitting in my house and I'm like, it's warm out, like it's nice out, and it's still winter. Like what are you doing inside? I'm trying to keep this clean because I know I probably have viewers that don't appreciate profanity, so I really try to keep these videos clean. But yeah, like I haven't taken a lot of time for myself. Like, I've had to pull back on the plant business. I know I told you guys that if you watch my other videos that are not art journal content related, because I hurt my back, so my husband's been doing that, and then it's freed up time for me to work on more like on the coaching business, plus just other aspects of the plant business, like taking photos and stuff like that. So, but like with two businesses, like easily, plus trying to get there is a road nearby, sorry. Plus trying to finish up getting my TOEFL certificate. It just, it's been good to do during the winter, but since I left my job, I haven't really had a lot of time that I've taken for myself. I did take the month of December off, but it was mostly just because I was really overworked, and it's Christmas time, and Christmas time is a really painful time for me. Just some stuff happened a long time ago with my family, and it's never been my favorite time of year. It causes me a lot of anxiety. So but what does any of this have to do with art journaling? So I was talking earlier with highway noise, and now we've got geese. And we also have the geese are probably mad that I'm here. Oh, it's just so pretty. Let me flip this around so that you can look at that and not me. Hold on. So yeah, they're the geese. That chair is actually really comfortable. I'm picky, like I don't like to sit in other chairs that I don't know, but that's actually a nice chair. This area, speaking of just talking about inspiration, it's funny, this area is so beautiful, and it used to be a landfill in this area, which I think is really interesting given how pretty it is now versus a landfill, which I think we could probably all agree isn't so pretty. But yeah, so just this oh my god, these geese are just making me laugh. They sound like how I feel sometimes, kind of cranky. And very vocal. That's how I felt when I worked at the company that I left. It's not a secret. You can see it on my LinkedIn profile if you go there. They're funny. So yeah, I'll pan you around, and then I'll turn you back around. But yeah, just this idea of, I love how when I start talking, they start talking. That's how I feel about my husband. Whenever I start saying something, he just starts talking, and I get talked over, and I hate that too. But I'm very fussy, so if you don't like soapbox Sarah, then I'd click off this video. So this idea of, with art journaling, taking some time for yourself, and that could be, so you could look at it one of two ways. I guess here's how I want to focus the video. I talked about those geese are so mad. I talked about this idea of taking time for you. And for some people who, let's say you work for a living or you are raising a family, doing the art journal every day, that could be you taking time for yourself to art journal, to just take 5 or 10 minutes just to make, it doesn't have to be great, just to make something for yourself. Take time for yourself. I'm a big proponent of taking time for yourself, and do as I say, not as I usually wind up doing, which is not taking time for myself. And that's a shame, but because it's I've got this schedule now, and I love it. I love working for myself. I cannot tout it enough. I wouldn't want to work for me because I don't think I'd be a great boss, but as far as having the free time to go for a walk in the middle of the day, and just being able to take time for myself, it's fabulous. I totally recommend it. It's kind of like being retired but still working. So, and I'm not retired, so I don't know what that's like. So if I misspoke, then I apologize. I'll head back this way. Somebody's coming on a bike, and it's like, I get all frozen up when people are like, what are you doing? So yeah, taking time for you. If you work, the art journaling challenge could be that for you. It also could be, or not the challenge, art journaling in general. But another thing that it could be is if you're retired, maybe it's something that gets you started during the day. Maybe it's something that you look forward to every day. Because if you're retired, and you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but my guess is that if you're retired, you can kind of get into a rut of not having anything to do. I know I've experienced that. Like, I have a whole day free, like a day off, and I don't know what to do with myself. Like, back when you're like at my job, like when you're forced to take a vacation day because you have to use your vacation time because you haven't used it any other time, you haven't taken time for yourself, and then it's like, well, okay, I have to take a day now, what the heck do I do with it? So I could see where, like, if you were retired, maybe that would be the case for you, where you don't know necessarily what to do with yourself during the day. So maybe, doing something like the art challenge first thing in the morning, the art journaling, first thing in the morning could be a really good motivator for you to get your day started. And when I did the artist's way, I should probably clarify, I think I've said this before, but I did I did like the version with I think it was Julia Cameron and Emma Lively, and I can't remember the title, but I'll put it in the description box below. But it's like they have a retirement version of it, and I picked that version because that was what I had available at the library. That's where I get a lot of like books and ideas from, is the library. I like to just go to the library where it's quiet and I can write, but that's a lot of times where I do take my me time. The me time that I am guaranteed that I take for myself as a must every week is the 4 hours from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. when me and my husband, we go to the library on Saturday afternoons, and we're pretty religious about it, especially post-COVID. We used to do a lot of like trips into Chicago. If you hear me say the city, that's what I mean. To see like plays and the opera and ballet, and I would go with my mom sometimes too when she was speaking with me. But yeah, so I like to more geese. They are cranky. Oh my gosh, I'm probably pissing them off. Sorry, I'm probably angering them. So, but yeah, in that book, The Artist's Way, the retirement version, Julia Cameron talks about that, how it can be hard I'm looking for people on bikes because I'm on a path, how it can be hard to sometimes get your day started. So some things that you can do that she recommends are starting your morning with morning pages, going for like a 20-minute walk to get your body moving, and then something I recommend is doing something creative, like art journaling, and that could be a great way to start your day. So just get some momentum going in the day, and then you can go on with the rest of your day to do other things. So like if I took like an actual day off, like a vacation day like I used to have, now they're non-paid, but a paid vacation day, I would probably start my day with coffee, and then I would do my pages. I don't usually do morning pages in the morning because I am not a morning person, but like sometime in the morning, afternoon, or evening, I do pages, journal pages, whatever you want to call them. And then I would, if I had something like to look forward to, like this art journal challenge, or if I did a lot of art journaling or sketching or whatever. Oh my God, I'm so sorry about the geese. But if I did that, then I would use that as my next activity, and I have done that. I do that a lot with like the Zentangle drawings that I show you. Sometimes if I'm feeling like stressed or anxious, I'll do one of those just to help focus my mind and calm me down. But like I said, that could be either motivation for you to launch you into your day, or it could be a way to take time for yourself if your day is really, really busy and you just need like 5 or 10 meditative minutes for yourself. Taking time to take care of yourself, taking time for self-care, and taking a walk, like when it's nice out like it is right now, getting out of your house. Oh my gosh, that can be such a it could be so draining. Getting out of the house. I started working from home in when was it? March 2017. So like, I know what it's like to get trapped in your house. And I know that sounds dumb. Like, what do you mean you're trapped in your house? You're working from home. What are you complaining about? But it's like, it's very easy to get in this mindset of you're working from home. You can have everything brought to you, you know, through Amazon or whatever. And then you just... Sorry, somebody's coming. You get used to having everything brought to you. Everything's there, work's there, the internet's there, Instacart's there. If you need groceries, you can get everything brought to you, and you have no reason to leave the house unless you are going somewhere like a class or something. But we lost a lot of that during the pandemic, and I'd lost a lot of that, like only getting out of the house like once a week. I'd lost that. Like, it gets to a point where it gets hard to leave the house. So I understand it from both sides, being very busy and also not having anything to do and wondering how you're going to start your day. So, and I think the art journaling is just great for either one of those activities. And nature, hopefully no geese but that are angry, but nature can be a great thing for that, can be very inspirational for you. You can just, it's just a way to relax and tune out, maybe not meditate, but just stand there and be one with yourself, with the geese, with nature, and with the world. And I think that there's value in that. I think if you get too caught up in the world we live in now, where everything's online, and even taking it a step further with the whole idea of virtual reality, like that takes us away, like wearing a headset, that takes us away from anything physical, anything tangible that we have in our lives. And it's even more than working from home. It's like you're constantly in a world filled with images, but you don't ever get out and enjoy the world that was created for us. So, and that could be biblical for you, and it could not be. So if you're religious, and if you're not religious, like it could go either way. But you can't deny that we live in this world, and we live in the real world, and virtual reality is scary. So I think digital, I know I've talked a lot about like digital creation, wanting to include that, and that it is important, and it definitely is important, and I think that it has its place. But I also think that it's easy to get too locked up in being like, if you have a business, let me clarify, I don't really use social media for personal reasons anymore. I never know like what to say or what to post about. But with having a business and having an event going on, I feel like I have people to connect with, and I have, if I need to get a message out to somebody, I can. Or if I want to teach about something, I can upload a video on YouTube, and I can do it that way, and I can be mindful of how I do it, and I'm also very mindful of how I consume content. So as far as that goes, like, I consume a lot of when I do choose to consume content, YouTube is now, it's my main platform that I go to. I love, I mean, not everything is great on YouTube, but there are a lot of how-to videos. Like, that's how I started, how I launched my plant shop, was through watching like orchid videos, and then that led more into like rare plant, tropical plant videos and care tutorials, and then that kind of starts as a launching off point to get you into, something new. So I think social media used that way is very positive, taking inspiration from social media. And you can do that with art journaling too. You can take inspiration from social media, from nature, from angry geese, from but I think without, like, I don't get on social media and scroll. It's not how I am. I think it's why I have so much trouble with like these very basic social media concepts of like going live. Like, before this challenge, I'd never gone live. Like, I mean, I'd never gone live. Do you think I'd have never gone live? But yeah, like, so some of this stuff, like, I feel like a tech or like a digital dinosaur. It's funny, I came out here to walk and I'm sitting down on a bench, but it's just so pretty out here. So yeah, so Julia Cameron, The Artist's Way, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do that. Is if you have the time, especially I found a lot of value in the retirement version, because I was able to go through my biography. I think that's what it's called. You write your memoir. And I didn't have the life span that the typical viewer for that book would have, or reader would have for that book, but I still really enjoyed going through my memoir. Oh, don't you just love that? That's hilarious. I'll keep walking because I don't know. I shouldn't keep apologizing. Like, I don't know if the geese are pissy because I'm here or what, because it's pretty quiet here. And that's another thing, is just finding someplace quiet where you can go. One thing that was really hard for me during COVID and can be kind of a creativity killer is not only being in the house with your work, but also having another person there can be very, very hard, and very hard to concentrate, especially if they're in a lot of meetings. So, and they're loud and they're sitting right next to you, because our desks are literally right next to each other, and we don't really have a lot of space for anywhere else to go, because we've got the spare bedroom that we have is loaded with plants, and it's so hot in there. Like, I wouldn't want to work in there, so that's not really an option for us. And then we've got an office, a dedicated office that we use, and that's pretty much it for space. Like, there are plants, and then we've got like a big kitchen, but I don't know. So it feels, COVID made things, because my husband started working from home, like I said, and that made things feel very, very cramped. So it's like he's always there, I'm always there, and then during lockdown, like, we weren't even allowed to go anywhere or leave, and that makes things hard too. So having something to look forward to, like doing a Zentangle drawing every day, or taking time for myself to do pages like that was really critical. Or something else that helped really get me through the pandemic was plants, taking care of plants, building consistency and building a routine. And that's something that I am also, those are subjects that I love to talk about. I come from kind of an athletic background, and that those skills that you learn as an athlete, like a dancer, you learn consistency and repetition and how to show up. So being able to have an activity where I was able to reinforce those skills was really, really helpful for me during COVID, and then having something new to learn about through plants. So taking a skill that I already had and then expanding upon it, those skills, and applying it to another area, like I said, the plant shop, and doing it again here. Like now I can focus my skills that I'm really good at, like repetition, showing up, consistency, and also my art skills. I don't have a lot of art skills. Like, I would not call myself an artist. I would call myself a creative person, but I wouldn't necessarily call me an artist. What was I gonna say? I would say I used to be an artist because I used to create like choreography back when I danced and taught dance, but I wouldn't say like, and that's part of this whole challenge, is I wouldn't define my art as great, but I'm also not afraid to put myself out there and put my art out there in the world. My art journal, art page, whatever you want to call it. Like, we're doing this challenge, that I keep saying challenge, under the guise of art journaling, but it's so much more than that. It really is. I mean, art journaling is a very niche, specific topic, but it goes so broad. You could expand it around so many things, just art, creativity, all these different things that you can talk about. You can talk about it through, Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way, like I've been doing. You can talk about taking time for yourself, being out in nature, and, just taking a breath, taking a pause, or having it be the reason that you start your day, or the reason that something to look forward to every day when you wake up, and you have something to look forward to. Like, I think that it's important to remember that side of the equation too, that it is good for some people. Like, I think that this could be great because when they wake up, they've got something to create, and then, if you're in the challenge and then you're off with the rest of your day, it's just something to launch you into the world and get started, and start on either a positive note or start on taking time for yourself. So, like I am doing right now, it's so pretty here. I'm gonna just take a breath and sit down and enjoy before we lose the light, and that's exciting too. The time changes are coming, so I am looking forward to that. Is it next week? I don't know. And my husband is going down to see his family, so like that's even a bonus that weekend. So I'm like, hey, could you stay a couple extra days? And he's like, no, I'm only staying for one day. And I'm like, okay, but you could stay for a couple days if you wanted to. No, I'm coming back after one day. It's like, ugh. So I'm gonna enjoy the view for a bit, and then I'll be back. Bye. Yeah, so that didn't last very long, me taking a break. I did sit down again though. Sitting down in nature. This is like my favorite time of year, like when we get days like this where it's high 50s, low 60s. It's like there's no humidity, there's like no wind. It's like the perfect day, and we get so few of these days that it's nice to just be out and taking a break. And I'm, like I said earlier, do as I say, not as I do. Like, this is technically work for me right now. Like, filming a video is part of what I do now. So, like, I'm multitasking, and I am very lousy at multitasking, right? So relaxing and filming, like, this is not going to be like the best YouTube video that I've ever put out, because it's just not. It might be fun to watch, or people may have clicked off like right away, but it's nice because it gives you an idea of who I am, and I don't have to be so scripted or this talking head. I get to just talk to you and interact with you, which I like. Um, yeah, and we can talk about that too. Like, you like how I said that? Like, we can talk about that too, but I didn't tell you what that was. I posted this on Instagram. I don't know if it's still up there or not, but this whole idea of TikTok coming out with 10-minute videos. And I think that's really interesting, because I think the time that it takes to create what I would call like a talking head video, which is kind of what I produce, like just somebody sitting there or standing there feeding you information, doesn't matter what it's about. Like, sorry, my content is more, I think, educational than it is entertaining, because like I wouldn't really say like I have a great personality. Like, I'm not funny or anything, but I mean, I can be, but like, I'm a talking head. I wonder if any of this footage will even come out with those geese. Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Taking time, but not really taking time, like multitasking out in the world. But anyway, if anything comes out of this video, it was nice to get out of the house, have a video filmed, and enjoy myself all at the same time. And now I feel pumped to go back home and actually do today's daily prompt. I think the prompt today was for the second, let's see, I think it was purple. So you'll see this tomorrow, so it won't matter. So it's funny. I've been trying to keep the prompts. I've been trying to keep the prompts to just the people that have subscribed, because like that's how, you know, I can email you the prompt every day, and then make sure that you post once a day, but over that prompt. But like, if other people hear about it, it's like, oh no, like I'm not releasing it all at once, because I don't want people to do what I did with my TOEFL certificate, where you can work ahead on the classes even though you don't get the certificate till the end, and then you do it like all at once. Like, I wanted, part of the reason I did that was I wanted to keep control over, you know, one post a day, just building that consistency versus doing what I would probably do. And I haven't done this. Like, I'm doing the challenge with you, and I'm creating a new piece of art every day as well. So, and I look forward to that. I know it's only the second day, but I really look forward to that, because it's time that I can just take for myself and just be creative for like a half an hour. It's time I can take away from the anxiety that builds up for me, like filming and getting links ready and, you know, posting to social media platforms. Like, that's not really fun for me. It's necessary. I like filming videos, but editing them is not my forte. It's just not where I shine. It's not where I'm good at. And I like being in front of the camera. That's been fun for me, but I'm not great at it, but I do like being in front of the camera. That probably comes from dancing. Being like in front of an audience, presenting. I like to do that. That's fun for me. But look at that. So yeah, TikTok. 10-minute videos. I think that's fascinating, because I wonder if it'll change. I like to theorize like about like technology. Like, I wonder if, I wonder, like, I've been listening to a lot of Gary V stuff lately, Gary Vaynerchuk, and I really like, he's like, his whole idea of like Are you posting to TikTok? Are you posting to TikTok more than like once a week? Like, you need to be posting 3 times a day or 5 times a day. Like, that's something he'd say. And for me, like, that's a lot of content to post. And it's funny because it's just like mini replicas of YouTube, me posting me as a talking head talking to somebody on TikTok, and I don't even know if anybody watches or not. Like, I don't do like the creative dance videos or, the fun stuff yet. Maybe I'll get there, but I'm not there yet. So, but yeah, this idea of creating these longer form videos, like on a platform that was intended originally for short-term intended content, and then switching to more of a YouTube route with longer form content. So I think that is just really an interesting thing, and I wonder if it'll create a change with, like Google owns YouTube and that platform is huge. Like, I wonder if it'll create a change where people go to TikTok maybe to look for information instead of YouTube. So we'll see. And it's a lot easier, honestly, to create a 10-minute video and stick it up on TikTok than it is on YouTube to have to do all the SEO, the search engine optimization, and make sure all your like your title and tags and description are all optimized. So TikTok, like, you don't, but you can also include like affiliate links, which I do, and things like that. So I don't know, it's just interesting. There's somebody here just like walking. I can't tell if she's got like an art journal or something, but she just came to enjoy it too. So yeah, but doing 10-minute videos, like, that could be really, I mean, for me, like, being able to throw up a 10-minute video on TikTok but still have the reach. I guess what I want is the luxury of both worlds. Filming the 10-minute video and not having to put all of the emphasis on editing and making this like perfect piece, even though my pieces are not perfect by any means. But I'm distracted so easily, so I'm gonna shut up and just sit back. So but I hope that you find value from this video. I enjoyed filming it with you and getting outside and in the beautiful weather. I hope the weather's nice wherever you guys are at, wherever you're watching from. And I hope we covered something that's related to taking time for yourself and or having something to launch your day with, and taking inspiration from nature and really loud geese for art journaling. So, and yeah, that's all I really have to say. So I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye.